Welcome back to another edition of the Spitballin Podcast. Um, we are the morning of the UFC 298, the morning of Volkanovski getting knocked out for the second time in a row, man. And again, we got my guy Ricardo, the
Yo,
Gen
yo,
Nerd,
yo, yo.
the Gen Nerd official, as the two spot for today. Jason didn't want to. He got big headed. I don't know what his problem is. He thinks he's too good for spitballing now, but nah, JK, he couldn't do it. But of course, we got my guy all the way from Arizona, Ricky. Welcome back.
Yo, yo, yo. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So
You had to pull out the bat signal.
yeah, I had to let my guy know if he could do it for me today, and he's coming through. Um, it's cool. Hey, this thing is dope, bro. The stream.
Yeah, you could even have Jason on here too.
Yeah, we could even have him
Yeah,
on
you
there.
can
But
have a multiple. You can have a lot of people on there. So,
yeah, I told Jason that I'm gonna see if I could, cause I like the way your mic sound last time. I didn't love
mhm.
this one, but we will see,
this
cause I
one's
told him
the
on this one if he can't, if he
this one's a Yeti. I think it's like a blue. It's called Blue Nano, I believe. Blue
yeah.
Yeti. $70, $80.
Yeah, no, you sounded really good. Um, but yeah, so I had to pull out the bad signal for my guy Ricardo. We'll give you guys a little quick 20-minute thoughts on UFC 298. Wild, wild card. Obviously, if you're gonna start the year off, this was a great card. If you forget about the last one, and I thought it was great fights all around. What about you, Ricky?
Yeah, no, it definitely didn't disappoint. It's great to have fights back consistently.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of one of the things that I felt like even before the card started. It was like, oh, we got a fight day today. We got a
Yeah,
good card. So it's good to have um, a really nice card, and the next few cards are lined up pretty nicely. So it should be a good few months.
all right, for sure. Yeah, so we'll get to it. Ricky, we'll start at Amanda Lemos and Mackenzie Dern. She wins. Amanda Lemos wins by unanimous decision, 29-28, all three judges. You say you didn't watch that fight,
No,
correct?
actually, yeah, I didn't catch that one. But was there was like a controversy, wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was closer than that. I don't know about unanimous decision. Um, I wasn't. I was at the bar. Shout out JJ's with a couple of buddies, and I wasn't paying the most attention to this fight, but you know, it was a good fight from what I saw. I don't think it was a unanimous decision. It was really. I think it was. I thought it was 1-1 going to the third. You know.
And am I tripping, or was like Mackenzie Dern celebrating?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I was like afterwards, like I just saw a clip about
Yeah,
that,
where
and
she's going like this,
she was
right?
like,
Yeah.
"Ow!" I'm like, "What happened?" I gotta go
But
back and
I
watch
don't know
that
what
because
Mackenzie
I didn't.
Dern's problem is. Like when she runs into strikers, she can't strike with them. Why is she losing? I think she's a great prospect, a great face for the division, but you got to win, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, I didn't catch this one, but I mean, I can recall her last fight where you mentioned talking about strikers, where she just looked completely out of her element. She just
Yeah,
looked completely sloppy. She looked like she regressed, if anything.
for sure.
So, yeah. So, I mean, I would have to go back and watch this one, but um,
What were
I,
you
I,
doing
I
that you
I
couldn't
was,
watch the fight?
yeah, I was tuning into to something
You were
else,
beating
and I
your
was
meat.
working.
You were beating your meat. That's what you were doing.
I would have done that to Mackenzie Dern. I'm just playing.
What are you doing?
No, I was working.
Oh, you're working. All right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was
What
working.
time
I
you
didn't
get
catch
home?
them.
You got home for the rest of the card though.
No, I was just able to. I was just available enough to just prop it up and have it going where I was watching them.
Oh, okay,
So,
for sure, for
yeah,
sure. That's right. Oh yeah, Saturday. That's right. You
yeah,
can't miss Saturdays.
yeah.
So Anthony Hernandez, and we'll move on to Anthony Hernandez and Roman Coppola. Man, that was. those boys were going at it, man. I don't know who won the bonuses, but I hope Anthony Hernandez, because that guy Roman Kopelev, he's a dog, you know. He goes in there and strikes with bad boys, you know. And Anthony Hernandez pulled it out. He was smiling. He had him. Man, I don't know how his arms weren't tired, you know, to hold him at least 30 seconds and then scramble for like 5 seconds and then boom, just go back at it, you know. That was pretty cool to see, you know, and weird to see a Russian. One of my buddies at the bar was like, he ain't full Russian though.
Yeah, he doesn't have the full chin strap, and he
Yeah,
didn't
he's
have
like,
the
if it
whole.
was full Russian, it'll be the
He
other
didn't
way
have the
around.
full Dagestan look.
Yeah. But did you catch that?
That's actually I started watching at the Cejudo fight, so the very
The
next one.
Cejudo
Yeah,
fight.
the very next one is the one where
If you were a
I was locked in.
professional, you would have let me know in the front end, buddy. Way to go,
Well, you
Ricky.
can edit it out. I actually did tell
Nah.
you.
Spitballin ain't edited, bro.
I
We're
told
raw.
you. I told you
We're
right
raw.
before we went live. I told you I started watching at the Cejudo fight.
We're raw, man. It's all good. It's all good. But that one was a good fight. It was a good fight. It was a good scrap the first round, and to see like a Russian dude go down like that, it's kind of weird. But like my buddy said, he ain't full Russian. Then he ain't full Russian. So we'll go to Marab and Henry. Man, that hurt. That hurt. Seeing Henry like that. First round he looked great, but he just looked a little better than Marab. It wasn't like he took over
Hmm.
the first round, you know, for me. I feel like Marab was just right there too. But then from the second to the third, it was just you could see the clear difference, you know.
Yeah, you could just see the pace and the pressure of Marab just absolutely take over 37-year-old, I believe. Henry's 37, right?
37? Damn, let
I
me look
believe
that
so. I
up.
believe that's what they were saying. If you could fact check me, but I mean,
Yeah, I'll
again,
fact check
regardless, he's
you.
older and he's had one fight in 3 years. Although being it was against Aljamain Sterling, it was a championship fight, 5 rounds, went the distance, all that stuff. But
37.
37.
Wow.
So I mean, not that he looked like he was 37, but I mean the fatigue factor kind of
Yeah.
like it just looked like Marab was just excuse me, just outpacing the hell out of the Olympian, Triple C. And I kind of had that idea, like I kind of figured, like, hey, like, dude, like we watched Marab put it on Piotr Jan for 5 rounds. It's just
5 rounds.
relentless, just
Mm-hmm.
in your face, all those takedown attempts, and not that I've ever tried to take anybody down or practice the sport, but the pundits say everybody says that that's exhausting, and yeah, I could tell it's exhausting to try to take somebody down. So for him to set the record of takedown attempts in a
Yeah.
25-minute fight, you kind of figured, hey, this is only 3 rounds. This is 15 minutes. That gas tank and that intensity in a 15-minute fight is just completely
Mm.
different. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you could just max out for 15 minutes straight. And dude, he
Yeah.
didn't even look like he even was in a fight after. Like,
Yeah, Marab didn't.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like he was just not breathing hard. Just
He was
yeah,
standing the whole
I could
time
do.
between
Give me a
rounds.
10-round fight. Da, 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 da. I was so Jesus, man. This dude is relentless, man. Relentless pressure.
Um, Breaking news: Marab is only 2 years older than me, so he's 32. He looks 42. God damn.
Yeah. Whoa, damn.
Damn, Rob, you need to see his skin something, brother. You got how do you look that old, brother? Sheesh, man. 1991, bro.
Dang, he's a '90s,
Yeah, he's a
'90s
90s.
baby. Yeah,
He looks like an
you're,
early 80s.
yeah. He does look old. He looks like
Damn.
he would be the 37-year-old.
Exactly. And Henry uh like you said, he just didn't look like he was like his I saw his stomach just the whole time in between fights he just looked like outclassed, you know. And one of my buddies, shout out Anthony, he was right there. He said, "How is an Olympic gold medalist getting slammed?" Like that was a bad look, man. You can't.
Picked up, just ragdolled through across the whole octagon and fucking slammed.
Yeah, that
Clean
was that
slam
was.
too. Like, sometimes when people slam someone, like it's not always like a clean
Yeah,
landing. That was a nice clean
he had
slam.
him on like a baby, like when you pick
Uh,
up a baby and you know, boom, he just slammed him. Poor guy.
do you think there's something to the Aljamain moving up, and that's his training partner, his buddy, is no longer there to because he has that thing where he wouldn't fight, Aljamain Marab.
So you're
So
saying
do you?
like he would now Marab's kind of picking up the pace in a
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah. Do
Hmm.
you think there's something to that where he now has a clear path to the title? And let's be honest, whoever he fights, whether it be Sean O'Malley or Cheeto, I would imagine Rob's going to be a heavy favorite as the
Yeah,
challenger.
yeah, because of the striking, and he's a little guy, but he seems to have some power behind him, And really, I mean, if he took down Cejudo, why can't he take down Cheeto? And I mean, fucking Corey Sandhagen took down Cheeto like if he was an Olympic gold
That's true.
medalist,
That's
you
true.
know.
Hmm.
So why can't he do that to Cheeto or Sugar,
Yeah.
I think the best outcome for either or Cheeto or Sugar as far as views and money would have been Henry, but Marab deserves it. I mean, clearly he deserves it. He's been deserving it. He just fucking beat the shit out of Henry, dude. That was ugly to see for me because I really like Henry. I think he was good for the sport at the time of who he was, but his layoff, cl- clearly to me, me and Jason were when he shout out Jason when he first initially retired. We were like, I think he's gonna come back, and clearly he was doing it to try to get more money. But you got to do it the John Jones way. I'm out, but I'm not giving up my title. Like I'm still the champ. I need some time. I need some time. Let the UFC strip you, so then that way in people's eyes, you're still the champion. But you retiring and giving up the belt. It's like a psyche thing, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
Yeah, most definitely. Because you kind of, I mean, you're keeping control of everything that
Yeah,
you're doing.
of the
That's
narrative.
and that's what John is doing. Yeah, he's still in control of the narrative. They did, and then you kind of force the UFC to do like an interim. With a guy
Hmm.
who's not retired or anything like that. So, I mean, you see that with the heavyweight division, but I mean. He did retire kind of. I mean, but he retired early, but he did take 3 years. I don't think the UFC would have let Henry hold everything hostage for 3 years.
No, no, for sure. But the fact that he didn't retire in a sense, I don't know. I think in fighting, bro, this what I've seen like little edge goes a long way. I mean, we'll get to the fucking to the main event, but look what happened there. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, it just sucks seeing Henry go down like that. I didn't hear him on post fight, but did he retire?
No, no, they didn't even give him. They didn't even give him the mic.
Oh damn. Well, he
Yeah,
said that he was gonna retire if he lost. So you know.
yeah, but I mean, did he say that like WWE style? Like, if I lose this match, I'm retiring. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
nah.
Kind of
He
like a
he was
promo.
said that
Kind of
he
like a
was
promo,
here.
or did he mean it? You know what I
Yeah, he
mean?
said that he was here, like how he lost to Aljamain. He said I thought he should have won that fight, and he did too. So he's like, if I'm gonna win this one, um, and then go for the belt, and then go up to 145, and if I lose, then there's no point for me to be here. Which I agree. At 37, and you're already a double champ. You already did what you did in the UFC.
Hmm.
It's kind of tough to who else you gonna fight at 135. That gives
Yeah,
you any type.
it's kind of pointless at this point, really. I mean, that's a tough division anyway.
It's a
It's
tough division.
yeah,
135 are dogs, man. They're little
yeah,
fucking dogs. You know.
yeah. So
So shout out Marab, man. He earned that. He really like. I was like, nah, Henry's gonna get this, but he really made me like, nah, this guy is on a different level right now. And kudos to the Georgian, right?
Who
So
knows?
we'll move on to Ian Machado, Jeff Neal. I don't think there's much there to really speak on. Um, if it went to decision or if it was that close, I think they were going to give it to Machado regardless. So I just think 30 to 27. I don't know about that. I think Jeff definitely won one round, but 30-27, that means that he just lost every single round. I don't think so.
I
I think he won one in there.
I think if I recall, I think there was a 30-27 for Jeff Neal.
For Jeff Neal?
I think
Oh
so.
yeah, you're right. Winner by split
Yeah.
decision. Yeah, no, you're
That is
right. Yeah,
that is
yeah,
just
yeah.
weird. That one is like,
That's just weird. Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
no
I
one,
guess
no one, no one won all three rounds.
no, I don't think so. I mean, again, like you said, it wasn't a whole lot there. It was kind of one of those you got to do what you got to do against a guy who's got heavy hands, and just got to be, you just got to be cautious. But I mean, that 30-27 for Neil, though, if anything, like that was weird. So
I could see split decision. I wasn't mad at because it's one of those fights like, what do you
yeah,
do?
I mean, Ian Gary landed a couple big knees in there.
Yeah, at
You
the
know, he kind
first
of
round,
timed he
right?
kind of timed Jeff coming in, and he hit him with some nice clean knees. But I mean, other than that, it wasn't really a whole lot.
Yeah,
Wasn't much there. It's kind of funny that the UFC panned the camera to to
his
Ian
wife,
Gary's wife.
and she was like,
Yeah,
"Hey, I think they need. I think they didn't
they
do it
don't
right."
do they don't really do that, dude. They don't really pan to people's wives, like. Or am I
It's a good
tripping?
story, bro.
I know it's the story.
But it was funny. She's
I was
like,
like, I think UFC's kind of savage for that, man. The damn production crew, man.
I agree. I like that. That's a good eye right there. I thought about that at the beginning, but when I saw it, but good thing you brought that up, bro. That's
Yeah, I
funny.
thought that was pretty funny.
But and it's sad because like there was some guys that I was sitting with that didn't really know UFC. I didn't really know them,
uh,
but then they go, "Isn't that the cuck?" I was like, "Damn, man, Ian,
even
you
the
gotta do
casuals,
something else."
like say that. And you didn't even call him Ian Gary right now. You called him Machado.
Yeah,
You just did that right
Ian
now.
Machado
So
here. Yep, Ian Machado. Yeah.
no, you didn't even say Ian or Gary. You literally said Machado.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool last name. I mean, Machado's kind of cool. But yeah, we'll move on from there. Ian's obviously. I like to call out with Kobe, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't know what's going on with Kobe. So we'll move on to the co-main. My guy, Robert the Reaper Whitaker, took care of business. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I gotta give you a little bit of credit there. The first day I met you, it was Izzy Whitaker 2.
Yeah.
If you remember that, and I do remember you saying, "Yeah, that's my favorite fighter. Robert Whitaker's my favorite. He's my guy." So I got to give you a little credit there.
He's my guy, man. I just think he's just well-rounded fighter. Um, what my least favorite thing about Whitaker is just like if you just hit him right, he starts doing the chicken dance, man. He starts dancing, and you can see it. It's like you know, but he's a dog. I mean, he came back from that. He clearly won the next two rounds.
Hmm.
It wasn't like the craziest fight ever, but it was a scrap. It was two
Yeah,
guys
for
just
sure.
trying to dig deep and try to see where. I don't think Costa loses a lot of stock here. Um, I think there's still fights for him here.
Yeah, he's still a draw. He's still a big name. Anytime you see him on the card, you're like, oh, Paulo Costa fight.
Yeah,
That's going to be on the feet.
yeah,
They're not going to hit the mat. They're going to throw some bombs. He's
yeah,
going to
for
eat
sure.
some bombs. He's going to. The promo's funny because the dude is hilarious on Twitter
On
and on
Twitter.
Instagrams, on social
Yeah,
media. Dude is hilarious. So I mean, you're right. He doesn't lose any stock. And I mean, he wasn't really in like Was he really like in the title
Danger? No.
contention? Not really. He's kind of not that anymore.
Yeah.
There definitely was a time where obviously he fought for the title, but his whole buildup was that, the eraser, he's
Yeah.
putting everybody's lights out. It was an entertaining fight though, man. Like that heel kick, that spinning heel kick that Whitaker took, I couldn't believe it, dude.
It
Like
was like
he did do the
ball
chicken
of the
dance, like you
foot.
said.
Yeah.
He did do the chicken dance, but like for your lights to not be put out completely.
The ball of the foot, bro, hit him square in the temple.
Think about how big Paulo Costa is, dude. Huge,
Man,
massive dude. And for him to generate that momentum, spin around, and put all that force into that. And
he's so big.
I don't know how he makes that. The secret juice. It's the secret
Yeah.
juice.
How does he make that weight? He's so big.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
Whitaker's a big guy. He was 6'1". He's not small by any means, but he just looked bigger than Whitaker. You
Yeah.
know, like every
Yeah.
way. I remember when he was walking out. Shout out my guy Anthony. I go, man, Paulo looks kind of small, and he's like, let's see when he takes his shirt off. No homo. And then he took his shirt off, and he looked at me. He's like, nah.
Yeah, dude's huge.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Because Paulo actually posted this on his social media. Was what do you as a viewer, like, let's say you were a judge, okay? What do you put more stock in, like volume and activity or damage? Maybe not that this fight was like the biggest catalyst for that question, because it wasn't like Paulo landed a lot of big shots. He
Yeah,
landed a
exactly.
couple here and there, but that's kind of the difference, right? Is like Whitaker was just kind of pop shotting, getting his
Scoring
combinations
points.
in, boom, 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 step out, boom, 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 And Paulo landed, the big kick, and he landed a couple other big shots that kind of, stumbled him backwards. But just overall, in general, what do you, if you were a judge, what are you, more of like a volume activity kind of guy, or are you damage?
That's the thing about fighting, though, bro. Like, it's always so different, right? Like that fight was so close, in my opinion, that any one punch, any one thing would have changed how I score that round. But like you said, I think the key thing here was that it wasn't like Paulo. Every shot was just like boom, like
Yeah.
it wasn't like that. I think he had three big shots, the foot, and then a couple like big jabs that would just boom make him go back. But it wasn't like he was scoring these crazy punches on Whitaker either. I mean, I think the leg kick is what damaged the nose a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
because after that, that's when he started bleeding. But
Mm-hmm.
if he said that on his Instagram or his social media, then I mean, like I said, I don't think it was a split decision, but um, I for sure thought Whitaker won. But it wasn't like this. Oh, he beat his ass. Like no, he just scored the points. He won the fight.
He was a
So
technician.
yeah. So you could be a little sour if you're Costa for sure, but it's you didn't get your ass beat, bro. I don't think he loses any stock. I think he wins a fight, then wins another one, then he's on back in the title contention, and with Costa's power and his name, he's back on the title contention regardless. So I think
Mm-hmm.
he's good. It's like
Yeah,
Whitaker.
for me personally, I think like, you can't just land one big shot and win a round. To me,
Hmm.
I think I personally, I think I put a little bit more stock in damage, me personally, because it's a fight, dude. Like, you're literally in there to hurt the other person,
Yeah.
you know. So I think I put me personally, I put a little bit more stock in damage, but if the output is just so much higher than the amount of damage you're doing. If you just land one big shot around, I don't think you can win a round like that, if that makes sense. Like you said, you gotta put together multiple big shots for me
Yeah.
personally, versus like a
And
guy who's a
Whitaker doesn't
volume.
have no big shots, but
No.
he's a
What I'm
highly
saying is
rounded
like
fighter.
what I'm saying is, in order for winner to win a round versus a guy who's like an activity
Yeah.
kind of, volume kind of guy, I feel like you got to put together more than just one big shot, per round. You
And
see
you
what
know
I'm
what's
saying?
crazy right now that you're saying that? Like, let's give DDP more credit. Like,
Yeah, he put him
Costa,
out.
yeah,
Put him
Costa
out.
has power, and Whitaker didn't go down. And other than the kick, he was never really dancing. Um, so DDP just give him that much more credit for putting out Whitaker.
Dude, that guy DDP, I can't get a read on him. Like, I don't know if he's any like if he's
Is he
really any
good?
good, or like how is that dude the champ? Like I
Yeah,
don't know. Like it just like for example, like Sean Strickland, you can see like his forte. You could see how the style that he fights, and DDP is just kind of like, I don't know. I just can't get a read on him. It's
that's
not like
actually a good
crisp.
take on it. Like,
It's
can
not like crisp striking. It's
yeah,
not like dominant wrestling. It's just kind of like I don't
yeah.
know. And then he looks like he's gassed in fights, and he's kind of like the drunken master. I can't get a read on that dude. I know we're way off topic, but
I wonder
I
if
can't get a read on him.
have Costa fought DDP?
No,
Oh
no, I
man,
don't
I would
believe
love to
so.
see that.
That'd be, yeah, but I mean, of course, you would love to see it, but I mean,
Yeah, but it
obviously,
was
he's a
cool.
champ.
Like, how does DDP make 185 too? That guy's fucking huge.
He's huge too. Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So
These guys are
Whitaker, man,
crazy, man. These guys are crazy.
we tip our cap to you, Whitaker. You're a legend of 185. Uh, you know, shout out Whitaker, man. And Costa, you're still in it, man. Don't You're still a dog. You're still a guy that's gonna be on main cards, brother. So don't worry.
Hmm.
And we move on to Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilya Topuria, the Spaniard. He came in and did what he said he was gonna do to the greatest featherweight. I think it's easy to say, just because of the former competition versus Aldo that he's had. I think he's better than Aldo. I think Aldo's obviously number two, but to come in and do that to Volkanovski in a 5-year reign, and how he's beat people made it look so easy. And I think I've watched one Topuria fight, but to say that I've followed this guy's career in the UFC, but all the highlights that they were showing, um, honestly not surprised like that he did that to him. And if he was gonna win, that's the way he was gonna win, by knockout, and that's how he's gonna keep winning if he faces Volk again, which I'm assuming he will. And damn, he just one punch put his lights out. Those other punches didn't put him out. It was that one
Hmm.
right overhand right that put him out. And I'm surprised Volk let himself get in that position, because hearing him in the post-fight press conference, saying, I was, we know not to let him put me up against the cage, and if you knew, then why did you allow him to do that? Why don't you just keep circling? It's easier said than
And
done.
that was one of the few times he did it, if not the only one time that
He
he
rushed him.
that he got him against the fence like that.
He went low.
'Cause
Did you see he went low first to the
yeah,
body?
yep, he went to the he went to the body and then came upstairs perfectly. He got Volk's hands. He caught Volk with his hands down and his chin, not like straight up in the air, but his chin was straight.
Yeah.
And
Caught him right,
caught him
right.
right on the chin, dude. Right, pinpoint precision. You really
Damn.
can't. Really couldn't draw up a better shot than that. Really.
Yeah, the homie was like, man, he's doing like he's basically doing a Connor 2.0, but I'm like, man,
He's not
you
as
can't.
popular. There's no way. There's no. He's not even the same stratosphere of
Connor's
popularity.
rise to the championship, man. Come on, dude. That was different. There was a lot of similarities here. You're beating a longtime champ in the way, but Connor's rise There's a reason why what happened after that was what happened. So
Yeah, because people actually, like you just said, with Ilya, you didn't necessarily follow his career. You might have seen him like on undercards, throughout the years, but like when Connor was coming up, like you watched his career,
yeah,
you followed him, you tuned in because of Connor.
because
You
of
know what I
Connor.
mean? So with Ilya, I mean, he's on undercards and stuff like that. So you'd kind of see him here and there. But I mean, they both were, I think, were 14-0. I think both 7-0
Yeah,
in the UFC, and like there is similarities in the resume, you
yeah,
know.
for sure. But getting into Ilya's, I like that he's like jumping into being like the heel. I like that. I like when dudes are like, okay, I'm the heel. All right, let me jump into being the heel. I hate when guys are clearly people don't like them and they're like, hey guys, hey, come down, hey, 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 hey. You know. And I like where he's like, shut the fuck up, telling the fans all that. It's kind of like what Rock is doing now. Shout out
Hmm.
WWE, a little reference right there.
Hmm.
What he's doing now, he's just going complete heel on the cities and everybody, and I think that's how you should do it every time. Because at the end of the day, UFC and wrestling, that there's a little mixture there, But seeing Volk go down like that, you called it. You said that you think he was gonna lose, and you also said like, and when guys get hit like how he did versus Islam, when they come back, you know, they don't really come back as strong. So it's
Yeah,
crazy.
because all of a sudden, here's the thing: is like all of a sudden, don't and next time you see Volk step into that octagon, aren't you gonna wonder about his chin?
Yeah.
Aren't you going to wonder about his durability?
Mhm.
Like, and by the way, we have never wondered that about Volk. You
No,
have never
never.
wondered, oh, is Volk's chin and his durability gonna hold? That was
Never.
never. You would literally never think
You would
that.
actually say this guy can't get touched. Like he gets
Yeah.
hit, but he's good, right?
Or even when he fought Brian Ortega, like when you gotta literally put this guy's lights out because even when you're strangling him, he's not. He has that championship pedigree, like he's gonna get
Yeah.
out. But like so that's just kind of the point that I was making. I know I was, in our group chat, I was just like, retire. Retire, dude. Like there's no more for you. And obviously he's not gonna do that. And there's a little joke, to that, but there's a little truth to that because dude, tell me you have not read this book and seen
Yeah.
this movie a million times with older, guys who are aging and these champions, these veterans that are getting a little up there in age, and then their
Once they
chin
get
start,
that knockout,
and then
it's
yeah,
like,
and then their chin starts to kind of give on them.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because Volk, I mean, I gave him the first round like pretty handedly. Like
yeah,
he was making Taporia, and they even said, I forgot who exactly said it in the telecast, but somebody said, "Oh, it looks like Volk is the matador." Like
yo,
he's making a miss and he's angling out and
mhm,
and all that stuff, and Volk looked good. He looked comfortable, but you know, again, you're going to now start to doubt Volk's chin. You're
yeah.
now going to start to doubt his durability. Just like, and I just kind of threw this out there just because it just is something that I was relating to is like Cody Garbrandt. Like he was a
Mm.
champion like that who relied a lot on his speed and his agility and not being touched. But then once he got touched,
He got
lights
touched.
out. Yeah, lights out. And then he fought again, lights out again. And now
Mhm.
what's the knock on Cody Garbrandt? Is
Soft
his
chin.
durability, his soft chin, right? And I know the difference in that comparison is the age because Cody's not 35 like Volk, and he wasn't like he's not an all-time great. He had a great run,
Mhm.
but he's not an all-time great like a Volk. But that's just my point though, is like now every time you see Volk step into the octagon, you're kind of like,
I mean, look at Tony when he got his ass beat by Gaethje.
just couldn't come back the same.
Just, that's
I'm
one of
telling
the
you,
craziest downfalls in the UFC. Cool, man. It's sad to see that from Tony.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's all I'm saying. Not that Volk doesn't have the skill, or he still looked fast in there. He still looked agile, and he still looked pretty sharp until until his chin gave up on him.
Yeah.
And credit, obviously, credit to Ilya. That was the perfectly placed shot. And it was exactly where you wanted to have him in the cage, where he couldn't, with his back against the cage, because Volt, you can't angle out there anymore. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Because you got a guy in front of you. You got your back against the octagon. You try to angle out, guy's gonna cut off your angle. So that's credit to Ilya for putting Volk in that position. But I mean, he looked sharp until he
Until he didn't.
until he didn't, man.
It was just crazy.
It was sad. It was sad. It was sad to see.
Yeah, it was just crazy to see him like one button on the chin and just go down like that. Like at
Face
first
plant.
at first I thought he like took it and then like was like, oh shit, and then he went down, right? Kind of like a McGregor thing when Dustin caught him and then boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
But when I watched the replay, I was like, oh no, he caught him once and that was all. That's all she wrote.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I really like when guys talk shit and win, and regardless if they win or lose, I like it because I hate when people say, what if they can't back it up? I'm like, what do you want these guys to do? Not believe that they'll be the champion, not believe that on themselves that they're gonna win. Like I think in fighting, I honestly I do think that Volk I think that Topuria got in Volk's head a little bit. For the first time, we saw somebody get in Volk's head a little bit, and Topuria seems to be the right guy that pushed the right buttons and said the right things and disrespected Volk a little bit. And I kind of like that, because he didn't do the crazy, fuck your wife and nah. He did the, what, you're fucking old. I'm gonna beat you. Like he just talk shit, and I think it's a great thing for the UFC. I think Dana White's smiling all the way to the bank, because it just flips 145. Now if Volk loses again, see what happens. And shout out to the UFC, the promo machine it is, man. The clips it makes, whoever's running that whole department, the Matador thing that they did with Volk and him, like, man, I got hyped fight week. I was like, it's fight week, like, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. I was like, man, we got a nice card tonight, and you get excited because it's been a little bit of time. It's been some time. I mean, the last card was pretty garbage. I mean, the Trickus and Strickland. Dana even said it in the. Did you see the post? His post fight interview.
Nah.
He's like Toronto. That was a shitty card. Like Toronto, I owe you another one. Yeah, he said that. Yeah, he said that.
He said that.
Yeah, he said that.
Right. I like it. I like that. Yeah, and I'm interested to see where the UFC goes from here with 145 after this saga. 299 is going to be great. And let's just finish this off with UFC 300, the announcement. Man, that was ugly. What was that, Dana? Come on, man. No one cares. I'm sorry. No one cares about Jamal Hill. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Nobody likes him like that. He's respected amongst people, but is he this draw to be the main event of UFC 300? No. Alex Pereira is. I was hoping it was going to be Alex Pereira versus Tom Aspinall for the heavyweight interim champion. That would have been fucking... Ooh, that would have got my fucking dick hard right there. For sure.
Yeah, I think the only thing with that is like, I don't know, can you make an interim title? Can you make that the 300 main event? I mean, I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't
championship.
Yeah, I wouldn't give a fuck about it, to be honest, because the matchup, on paper is a nice matchup, but it's kind of like when you got this big cloud hanging around that heavyweight division, and we
Yeah,
all know what that fucking cloud is. It's
John
John
Jones.
Jones just fucking lingering. And then you got the Stipe cloud kind of right under it because
That's
these
true.
two they want to fight each other and they deserve to fight each other or whatever it is.
Yeah,
But I think, I mean, who knows what they say in those war rooms,
yeah,
in the matchmaking room. Maybe they did. Maybe they did try to do that. Who knows? Who knows? But to answer I mean, to go back to, I think what they're doing is they're kind of banking on, because strip the main event part away from it. Strip the main
okay.
event part away. If that fight was made, Jamal Hill, Alex Pereira, strip the 300 main event part. Is that not an exciting fight?
Uh,
I understand
for
Jamal's not
Pereira,
the
I love to see Pereira, I guess,
yeah,
but
but Jamal Hill knocks dudes out too. Like he knocks people out. Like
yeah,
he said what? Like I'm gonna stand up to the dude. Like I'm gonna stand there and trade with the guy.
yeah,
So I get it. I get it because of the whole build up to what's
yeah.
the main event for 300. What's the main event for
I
300?
got
What's the
something
main
for
event?
you.
Yeah, I got something. I got some crazy shit for you.
Yeah,
I think what they're just doing is like they're kind of banking on, hey, it is going to be a stand up, fucking barn burner and somebody's lights are going to be put out. So
yeah,
I would assume that's what they're banking on because it's not like Jamal Hill's following is what they're, in his name
yeah,
is what they're banking on. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
But
I see.
yeah, they
It's just
definitely,
like you said.
yeah.
Right?
I'm not mad at the fight at all, like the matchup at all. It's just the fact that it's the 300 main event. But I mean, what else could you have done? What else is
Yeah.
there? Like I'm asking you, like what else? What else? I guess you just said it,
Um,
right? The Pereira and
like you said,
Aspinall.
it's hard to tell because we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know who's ready. Like what's going on. I honestly thought it was gonna be Tom Hospital and Pereira, Alex Pereira. I really
Hmm.
thought that, but I didn't think this. I didn't think it was Chandler Connor. We're gonna be till the
Hmm.
end of 2024 for that. Um,
Move
I
on,
don't.
Mike. Move on,
Move
buddy.
on, Mike. Move
Dude,
on, brother.
go do something else, bro.
It's sad. It's sad. He Connor posted, let's do it. Like,
I accept. See you at 300.
oh my goodness, man. He's just like, oh, doggy, 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 doggy. Like he's just like, baiting the poor guy, and I feel for him, but yeah, I didn't. It sucked to say who they were gonna do. I really thought it was gonna be Pereira and Tom Aspinall because that would have been crazy. But we'll see. I think the whole card's gonna be crazy. Like, but what Jason said, he said this. That's the Super Bowl of the UFC, and you come up with it. Imagine if the NFL could get two teams for the Super Bowl, the last game of the year.
If they
They
could
would
pick
get
any two, yeah.
Pat Mahomes. They would do the Niners and Pat Mahomes again if you had to go the other conference. But any two, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? They
They
would
would
get.
probably pick the Cowboys because of the following.
Oh yeah, but the game would just be
Yeah,
like,
but I
ah.
know I hear you. I understand. I understand what you're saying.
I see what you. I
Yeah,
was
that's
hyped for
true.
Pat Mahomes versus Josh Allen, man. That was man. Every time they go at it, sheesh.
Oh yeah, those are classic games. Those are classic games. But man, yeah. I was gonna say something, but it just
The Super Bowl. I said something about the Super Bowl of the
oh. I
UFC.
guess they offered Leon 3 different fights apparently.
Oh, Leon.
But yeah, but I don't know if Leon would have got me all excited to headline either. Yeah, I
Oh,
like
Leon
Leon.
Shemaev.
Yeah, I like. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but Hamza can't. He can't make. He's not gonna make
Oh,
170.
yeah, that's
Like
right. 170. Yeah.
he don't make 170. Like
Right.
there's
That's right.
just
He doesn't.
no. There's just he's not gonna do it. He can't do it. He just
Man,
can't.
no, if you're Leon, you'd be like, nah, man, unless you got someone to back him up, but it has to be someone good too, And I'm with
Yeah,
you,
and
man.
you're not gonna put UFC 300 on the shoulders of Hamza to
Yeah.
make 170 pounds. Where
When
we
he's
all saw what
smiling
happened
at
last time, and
yeah.
when they had to scramble the whole
Hmm.
card and change opponents and all that stuff with Hamzat. So, But
Exactly. Yeah. I feel to put a bow on the pod was a great card. Was it this amazing card? No, but if 1 to 10, I'll give it a 7.5. It was a great ending. Um, I think this guy Topuria is for real, obviously, and I like who what he is and who he is, and I'm excited to see the next one versus him and Volk. You know what I'm saying? What are your final thoughts on that?
my final thoughts are this: I want to call someone out. I want to call Jason out. The phony.
The
You're a
phony.
phony, Jason.
Okay.
You're the MMA guy. You're the UFC guy. You've been bitching and moaning about, oh, the UFC's in shambles and this, and they're not giving us what we want. The UFC is in your backyard. It's in Anaheim, California.
Mhm.
You live 30 minutes from that arena and you didn't even attempt to go. You're a
Didn't
phony,
attempt.
Jason.
Didn't
You're a
attempt.
phony. You're not the MMA guy anymore. You're stripped. You're just the guy now. I stripped your
Yeah.
title away.
He didn't even make the attempt. He didn't even
No,
attempt.
he was sitting at home eating apples with tahini on them.
Damn.
By himself, by the way, by himself.
Yeah.
Didn't even make the attempt, dude. He's not a real fan, bro. He's not.
Jason, there
Stripped
it
him.
is. You had it.
Calling you out.
Ricky's
Calling you out.
He says you're a phony MMA fan. He never even mentioned like let's try to see.
Exactly. Never threw it out there.
There's a little something there.
He never. Dude, and again, it's not like the card was like garbage. It was a good card on paper, You got Volk, you one of the greatest of all time, and you're not going to go see that?
The MMA guy?
Exactly. That's my gripe with that guy, dude. Such a phony. Such a freaking phony.
Jason, you're a phony, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You're a phony. You heard it here, Spitballin. DJ Nerd. We're back. Sports. UFC. He also does UFC. We're gonna be here. We're the All-Star game just ended. I'm back on the NBA. I've said it for 4 years now. And the NBA is just too long for me. After All-Star game, I'll start paying more attention.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have Ricky on. It's gonna be a lot easier with StreamYard. Shout out StreamYard. Follow him, his TikTok. Follow his IG. We'll have him on more than this. This is not his last time on Spitballin'. And thanks for doing this, bro. 47 minutes in. We'll have you back sooner than later. All right.
Cool. Thanks,
Any
bro.
final thoughts right there? Your IG.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good. That was fun. Good card. Good to have fights back. Looking forward to seeing fights every month again, man. That's it.
For sure. All right, Spitballin'. Peace.
Peace.